Today we have this 1967 Smith-Corona Secretarial 76. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. Very big, very strong, very heavy, and really fun to type on. You have a paper guide here that's adjustable, and it helps you straighten your page while you load it into the platen. And your platen is the main roller here that we feed the paper into, and this is your paper bale that sits on top. Margins are located up top on each side here. So say we want it right on the edge of the paper, we're going to put it where we want it and then just hit this button to the right, push it to the right, and it sends that margin to right there on the edge, so it's where it's going to stop and ding the bell. Same concept with the beginning. Say you want it in towards the middle, then you're going to hit this button to the left side here, and it'll set the margin right there. And if you want it closer to the edge, you hold the carriage release, which is right here where my finger is, and the magic margin at the same time, and you can move that margin all the way to the edge. And that's where we'll keep it for now. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the margin. You hit this line space, skips back and beginning, skips 1, 2, or 3. Right now we have it on 3. But if you want 2, you just flip this switch back and there's a 1, 2, and a 3 there to tell you which one you're on. Skips two spaces on 1, skips 1. We're going to keep it on single for now. And we were actually able to type all the letters on the keyboard in one line because this has Elite typeface, which prints 12 characters per inch. So I'll type a sentence on the next line in red. Switch from black to red. There's a red square here, and you just push this lever all the way down, and it will print the bottom portion of the ribbon. Very nice typing machine. I really like it. It feels like a secretary machine. It sounds like one. So you kind of feel, you have that feeling of a secretary, like you're in a movie where the secretaries are all in an office typing on something like this. Really cool feeling. To pull the page out easy, there is a lever on the right side here that you just flip forward and it unlocks the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the paper out easy or load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Make sure you flip that back before you load the next page or else it will not load correctly. Got a backspace on the top left here. That works great. A shift on each side and a shift lock on each side. To clear that, you just hit the shift button again. This one might need a little use to get it going. Got a tab function up top here. This middle space bar is a tab. So when you hit it, there's no tab set. It goes all the way to the end. And the tab set is on the right side. We're going to set a tab right here where we're at. Hit that tab set button. And it should stop at the spot. Just like that. Sometimes you might have to push it a little harder to get it to go. Tab clear is on the left, so you hit that and it should clear that tab and it goes all the way to the end. As you can see, when you hit this and there's no tab set, it goes slamming pretty fast to the end, so I like to set one in the middle so it stops at that instead of going all the way to the end, causing wear and tear on your typewriter. You gotta, this one's got a special half space, and that works pretty good. I don't know what people use that for, but it's got one. We're going to flip this back up to black so it prints the top portion of the ribbon when we get back to typing. When you get to the end of the margin, there's a mechanism that locks the keys so it doesn't hit the platen or the paper. And in order to get past that, you hit the MR, which stands for margin release. You press the margin release and it will allow you to type past that margin block. And open the hood here, just pop it right off, move the carriage a little bit to get clearance. And what we have here is our ribbons. All the brand new ribbon is loaded on the left side here, so it's pulling to the right. To change that direction, you just flip this switch to the right and it'll pull to the left. Counterclockwise, push it to the left and it'll pull to the right clockwise. Right now we want it to pull to the right until we get to the end of the ribbon. And if you get to the end of the ribbon, it's not going to change directions on its own, so you got to get in here and change the direction or else it'll jam up your ribbon. A vibrator, this is your ribbon vibrator. what it does is it gets to the end and it's just stuck, so it won't print right and it might malfunction some of the keys. There's a touch control underneath your left spool here, and in order to change it, right now we're on 1, but if you want it, you push it all the way up to get tension when you hit the keys. The touch control tension is stronger, so you got to hit the keys harder when it's higher. We're going to keep that on 1 for now. Most people these days are used to typing on computers, so the higher you are, the harder you got to hit those keys, and a lot of people are not used to doing that. But an advanced typewriter typer would probably like that high tension because it helps them type faster. This is your total tab clear. So if you got we got 1 tab set, and if you hit that down, it'll clear that tab. And if you, no matter how many tabs you got set, so say you get this from somebody who's been typing all day, and it's your turn to type, you want to clear those tabs and set your own tabs. And there's a little lever on top on the left side here. If you push it towards the front, it'll disable your spacing mechanism. Kind of might be a little bent, so you get that. That's what that's meant for. So you can also do it with this. When you turn the knob, it doesn't click, which is, each one of these clicks is a space. So that helps you reach a portion of the page where you might be blocked by a click, and you just push this button in and you can get to that spot without dealing with those click spaces. And that's about it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.